Howdy there, varmint. Welcome to this here AngryJoeShow. Yes! I'm so fucking happy. Another Western has released in theaters. And it is The Magnificent Seven, directed by Antoine Fuqua, who you might recognize the name. He did Training Day. Yeah, you like that? He did Shooter, which I liked. He did another one of this. He's pretty versatile in a lot of the things, that he does.
So he's trying to do some Western this time. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and notice who he's got in there from Training Day.
My man, Denzel Washington, greatest actor ever.
I'm dropping some beats from Froggy Fresh. But no, seriously, Denzel kills it, man. Is he never not on point?
He's like the greatest actor.
He's a great actor.
He's a great actor. And he's teamed up again with this Training Day partner, Ethan Hawke. Yep. They hardly recognize him with his big ass goatee, but he's in the film. This is basically a remake of a remake of a remake. No, it's a retelling of a remake because back in the 50s, there was a legendary Japanese film called The Seven Samurai. Yep. And then, it's my dad's favorite movie, and I've watched it many times. And then Hollywood took the idea, and they made The Magnificent Seven as a Western that came out sometime after.
I haven't seen either of those.
Well, you're missing out, Joe.
I need to.
Yeah, same.
What the hell you just said?
I'm sorry. I'm gonna today.
Yes, sir. Well, basically,
I saw him.
The Magnificent Seven is one of the best westerns out there that you can watch. I highly recommend you watch the original. We'll talk a little bit more about how it compares to the original in the spoiler section. So the first half of this is going to be, non-spoilers, and then we'll let you know. And then second half is going to be spoilers for the people that have seen it and want to discuss legendary western films. So, and how it compares to the previous one. So, I'm not going to talk here because I want to hear your guys' opinions on the movie. So we'll start with Titan. Let's get Titan in here. We gotta get up there.
Special guest.
Special guest who's come visiting us in our Angry Army community.
So, movie was awesome. Like from start to finish. They put in the right amount of action in there. Right amount of action. Like the right amount of action.
That action.
And
action though.
They didn't spend a whole lot of time on backstory, but each character, you felt like they had something else that brought them together.
With 7 fucking characters, you're thinking, okay, damn man, we're gonna have to go through 7 different backstories. But you're right in the fact that you got a little bit of taste. You got a little taste.
You knew there was depth. In each character.
Yeah, definitely.
You still care for them, so that's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
Ben.
And they came from all walks of life, which is awesome.
So I gotta say, what was refreshing for me is I went and revisited the original Western, and the actual 7 are different. There's no Indian in the original. There's not even really a tracker. There is the knife guy. There's no magician, gambler, Chris Pratt character, who we need to talk about. Let's talk about Chris Pratt. Joe, how do you feel Chris Pratt did?
I think he did amazing. Obviously, he was there for comedy effect, and he pulled it off. And I like his little banter with the Mexican and him.
Ah, the Mexican, Joe. Did you think Chris Pratt was being racist?
No.
It was one of those, little ribbons they had back and forth, and you can tell that over the film they had a little bit of a friendship there. They had a Mexican in there. And then, do you remember the bad guy's name, the villain?
Bo.
Was it Bo? Something something like that. Yeah. And so, how'd you feel about this particular villain? Was he?
I fucking hated him.
Yeah,
and he did his job.
You're supposed to hate this motherfucker. I mean, first scene in here, he comes in to the church with guns. You ain't never walk into a church with guns.
It's a Lord's house.
You crossed the line there, but yeah. So basically, it's one of the more simple stories. You're looking at a town that this particular villain wants to take over because it's a mining town. He wants the gold. He wants to buy everybody's land up from them for $20 a piece, which is a complete ripoff. If you say no,
Yeah.
you're fucking dead because he's got an army of over 200 men, and this town ain't got shit. They're basically just miners, farmers and miners. And so basically, they decide, well, screw this. We have to hire ourselves some mercenaries, some hired guns to protect us. And hopefully scare this guy off or kill him or get him out of here. And that's exactly what they do. You have Denzel Washington character who is a bounty hunter. And I thought they were really going to do a little bit more with the fact that he is an African American in the Old West. They did it. They did it at the beginning, like when he walked into that first
the
town.
Django scene.
Yeah, that first fucking town.
Someone on a horse.
Everybody's like staring him the fuck down, like, and I think somebody said something as he walked by. He's like, "What you doing here, boy?" or something like that.
Yeah.
But then he quickly shuts everybody up when he goes into, and you've seen this scene in the trailer, the bar where this guy knows how to use a gun, man, and takes out so many people. Everybody's quiet. He's like, "Well, go get the sheriff," after he did his business. And not just one person, like everybody go gets the sheriff because they're so scared of him. So yeah, overall great film. I highly recommend you all go out and see it because I love Westerns and it's good to see the Western alive and well. Mr. Fuqua, he shoots the movie so well. There are so many scenes where I felt like, wow, this is shot real nicely. The cinematographer did a great job.
No, he did a great job. Like it was like, I'm a huge fan of action movies, and I feel like he hit it really hard. Like,
it
doesn't even have to be a Western. It was just such a good action movie.
We have to talk about the action in this movie. Usually, Westerns are slow, and then you get one or two really cool gun battles between mano y mano or a few
like
guys.
a little showdown or something.
How was the action in this film?
Fucking intense.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, it's like above and beyond, like a fucking war scene was going on instead of like.
It was like a war.
Yeah.
This literally was like World War II or World War I, just in the Old West with old Western characters, and they didn't even have to use the Civil War. This literally was a town war, urban combat. We had fucking explosions, we had Gatling guns, we had repeater rifles. It was amazing. Amazing.
It was just one big action scene.
Yeah. So there's two set piece action scenes. One when the hired guns, the Magnificent Seven, first show up and take care of or confront the rotten lawmen who were on the side of the villain. Them cowards.
Yellow bellies.
That was a badass scene alone. And then you get the ultimate confrontation when 200 hired guns show up and it's the town versus with the Magnificent Seven versus it. But man, that's how you update a Western. That's how you make it fresh. I was a little worried about because the marketing in the film had like these weird songs they're not Western songs. They're like R&B songs, action songs, like rap songs, everything. And I was like, okay, so as long as it puts butts in the seat, because I love Westerns, I want them to do well. And I don't know how well the movie is doing, but guys, if you love action, even if you don't love Westerns, if you love action and you love the strong performances from really good actors, we're talking Denzel Washington, Chris Pratt, Vincent. This we have to talk about Vincent. I always get his name wrong. His real long name. Basically, the tracker. He plays crazy characters. He was in Full Metal Jacket. He was in Daredevil. He was Kingpin. This guy does an amazing job. He's such an eccentric character because his voice is all super high pitched, and he's like a tracker. The first time they meet him, he's like an axe comes out of nowhere and just cuts me. Is anybody got a problem with this? And so I don't know. The characters were great. Was there any particular characters that you guys like that you want to point out from the Magnificent?
I love the Indian guy.
Yeah, Red Harvest.
Indian guy.
Red Harvest.
I like the assassin.
The assassin?
Yeah, he was funny.
Who was that? Tell them.
Billy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Billy, the Asian Billy.
Billy the Asian dude was an amazing assassin. I like when he was trying to get all the farmers together, show them how to do the knives and whatnot, and I was like, no, fuck that.
Knives! This is a gun battle!
Go back!
Go back!
It's like, do this!
It's simple.
You stab, you
Everyone's
slash.
like, what the fuck, no. I was like, hey, go back here!
This...
I love the ideology of the Indian dude. Because he just rolls up on him. They're like, "Hey, we come in peace. Are you cool?" He goes, "Yeah, what are you guys doing?" They're like, "We're gonna go kill some people." He's like, "Cool, I'll come with you."
Yeah,
It's like, all right.
You killing white men? Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
You know, he's like, "Why are you alone?" And like, they're freaked out that there might be more Indians, but he apparently is an outcast, or maybe was a criminal or something. We don't know, but he has a different path that he must travel, and apparently his paths align with the Magnificent Seven. So obviously, I don't want to ruin any more. We just want to go ahead and give you some final verdicts here, and then get into the spoiler section, comparing it to the original, whether I think it's better or not than the original, and talk a little bit about that. So let's do some final verdicts. Joe, what are you feeling on this film?
Overall, I'm going to give this 8.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
Yep.
I really enjoyed this film.
Okay. And you want people to go out and see it?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Beard?
I'm gonna give it a solid 9.
9. All right. Nice to see it. Nice to see it.
Damn good action.
Damn good action. Titan?
I'm leaning on the side of the 8. You know, it was a good movie.
Were you thinking 7, 8? Is that
I was
what
thinking
you
7, 8, just a little bit,
all
because you know, like it was good.
Yeah.
And I want you all to go see it, but I feel like
Now
it
tell
could
me.
have been
Yes, tell me.
a little better.
Tell me.
Just a little
That's what I
better.
need to hear. So this is a review, so we've got to give some negatives here, and it sucks because my negatives are in comparison to the original. You know, don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic film, but there could have been a few better things. Is there anything in particular?
For me, I'm a big fan of the bad guys. Right? If I loathe the bad guy, I'm like, I hate you, but I love you.
This bad guy was weak. He was not as interesting or as multi-layered as the original bad guy, who was a Mexican. He came, he would raid a Texas town from down in Mexico, and it was fucking No, but dude, this guy was the biggest piece of shit Mexican, and this particular white guy here was more like this land baron kind of thing.
He felt like he crawled to the position of power. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And he wasn't really a factor in the movie. Most of the time, he was in a completely different location from everybody else.
He let his people, do the stuff, and like, at the same point.
So when that final confrontation comes together, obviously, the final boss fight between Denzel Washington and this guy, it doesn't have that same kind of impact. You know who's going to win this.
Like he's nobody.
He's nobody.
He has
exactly. Exactly. So that's exactly how I feel about it. But I will give it, just like Titan and Joe, an 8 out of 10. And I give the original a 9 out of 10, which probably would have been a 10 out of 10 when it came out at the time. The original, you have to understand, doesn't quite hold up quite as well because they made films differently back then. But damn, does it still hold a lot of really good scenes in there.
Watch it now.
So y'all all have to watch the original. Promise
Watch
me.
both of them, right? It's basically watch both of them.
Yeah, watch both of them. So that is our final verdict. 8 out of 10. A fantastic popcorn action movie. Don't go in there expecting some deep, complex story with multiple twists and all that bullshit. That does not happen here, okay? This is a goddamn gun battle, and it is one of the most satisfying gun battles I have seen in a Western ever. This is one of the best gun battles I've ever seen. There are so many damn bullets fly in this film. I can't even count how many bullets, including that Gatling gun.
Time to rebuild.
And when that Gatling gun goes off, just everybody in the theater, you can hear, like, even people are ducking,
The devil's breath. Oh, shit.
Exactly. So ducking along with the town and the Magnificent Seven. So it's worth going and seeing. Do the Magnificent Seven succeed? How many of them succeed? I mean, it's 7 going up against 200. And anybody going to go down? Well, find out for yourself. Go watch Magnificent Seven. Stick around if you want to talk spoilers and you want to compare it to other Westerns and the original. Okay? Cool. See you on the next
guys.
Angry Joe Show.